I'm upset. No disrespect, respectfully. But disrespectfully is disrespect. Don't be disrespectful. Those vile, disgusting Spartans. Poor little girl, them. And I'ma tell them why I'm mad. That vile, disgusting cesspool in Columbus. The other state, and of course, as always, I'm upset. Good evening, good people. It is I, the Maize Man. I am here live with the next great Michigan running back, Mr. Jasper Parker, out of Louisiana Archbishop Shaw High School. Jasper, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. I mean, when you hit me up with this opportunity, I looked into it and I love the things you're doing, and it's just great to be committed to Michigan, and I'm ready to talk.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate that. Again, I appreciate you blessing us with your presence today. Obviously, the Archbishop Shaw having a decent season this year. The last I looked, you guys were 5-2. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
5-2. Very nice. You just celebrated your homecoming. So congratulations to that. How was that for you?
It was fun, a ton of fun. Got to connect with my guys off the field. We kind of just go into the season, going to school with the main focus being football and academics, but just getting to hang out with those guys and have fun. It meant a lot.
No doubt. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We got my guy Dexter Green who's in here. He says, M3 Jazz, what up, kid? Thanks for picking Michigan. No doubt. Sentiment is the same here.
Yes, sir.
My guy Kinetic, what up, Madman? Jasper, my man. Can't wait to see you suit up in Maize and blue winged helmet. Go blue. So yeah, speaking about, keeping, your focus on football, academics, of course, that is two mainstays, of course, that you want to see any young person do. But especially at Michigan, those things are held to a high standard. I know you probably couldn't tell yesterday, but that's for another day, another story. We'll talk about that with the rest of the fans some other time. But speaking about that, did you happen to see that game yesterday? And if you did, what were your thoughts?
I tuned in early, but I was getting a lot of things ready for like the dance and stuff, so I wasn't able to watch the complete game. But yeah, some of my thoughts on the game is we can all take away the bad things of football from Michigan, but we all know Michigan is never down for long.
Right.
I actually got a message this morning that said, hard times make tough players, and that's completely what I believe. We all knew we sort of were coming into this year with a few questions, and I think that as a team they're dealing with it well. The coaching staff's dealing with the adversity well. So as far as that, I just like the way everybody's keeping their head up.
Man, that was an absolute excellent answer. A very mature answer, because I could tell you yesterday I was not as mature as you when we went live after the game. So I appreciate that, man. That's humbling to me. That's really good. What was the recruiting process like for you? And ultimately you chose Michigan, which means they stood out in some way. In what way did they do that?
Just my whole recruiting process was a lot of different schools. It was a handful of schools, with this whole NIL thing. So it was very different from a lot of people that I've talked to going through the recruitment process before. But that's exactly what stood out about Michigan. They weren't so like materialistic. They were more talking about the culture, how they're going to mold me as a man, how they're going to develop me as a future player, the strength of the degree of Michigan. And
Right.
I also have some ties with the coaching staff. We got Coach Ronald Bellamy, really close with him. He went to my high school, playing under my same high school head coach. And just the coach comfortability I have just with Coach Moore and Coach Elford, just showing me how the plan that they have and how great the backs are at Michigan. So it was a lot of things outside of just what was on the surface of anything that a college has nowadays.
Absolutely, man. And you actually touched on my next question, and I was going to ask you about, Ron Bellamy coming from, your high school, coming from Louisiana himself to Michigan, helping, maybe even set that picture out in terms of the transition there? Obviously, you probably never had to shop for a parka or snow boots before, being in Louisiana. So, is that some of the things that he helped you with to understand, or it plans to help you with going forward?
Yes, sir. I mean, Coach Bellamy, he's more than a coach to me. I mean, we kind of talk about things outside of football, and that's why I really click, because he's helping me beyond the surface of football. He said,
Right.
"Yeah, you're gonna be great players. That's why we recruited you." But he's also telling me, like, you're gonna meet great people. How he fought with adversity, through coming from my same position, the same place where I grew up, to going into Michigan, and he said it's just weather at the end of the day. I mean, he'd rather deal with the cold than the murky heat that's down here anyway. So, yeah. So I mean
Right.
it definitely was a question at first, but that's definitely been cleared up.
Yeah. That's great, man. What is your relationship like with coach, new running back coach this year, Tony Alford? Is that somebody that you were in contact with before, he made the move to Michigan, or how is that?
Um, Actually, no. So like, I think I always been on his board, but I wasn't his main guy.
Hmm.
But that's just because my recruitment blew up late. So like, I was on Michigan's board pretty high because Coach Bell introduced me to their staff. But my recruitment had blown up late, and he had already had some guys that were on their board at Ohio State. But like almost like the same day he made the switch, he called my phone and he was like, "Man, you've been on my board, but I never really like examined your film the way I just did." So I kind of jumped for him, and just from then we built a spectacular relationship. We talk again. We talk about things outside of football. We're talking about homecoming just recently. We talk about his family, his son, how amazing those guys perform academics as well as athletics, and we kind of just clicked. And of course, as football, he knows how well he can develop me. I know who he's developed, and he knows how great I can be, and I know how good a coach he is. So,
Absolutely, man. Watching some of your film here, this is impressive stuff. I'm sure you had some running backs that you like to watch growing up. Who are some of the guys that you tried to take pieces from to add to your game?
yeah, I watched some guys growing up. I mean, I have to say, growing up, my key was always just toughness, and that's kind of what
Hmm.
molded me the way I am today. So, I mean, some of those guys, Adrian Peterson, I mean, he's probably my all-time favorite running back because of how his attitude, his refuse to go down. I mean, I mean, I don't think I've ever seen one person ever tackle him. I think he had an ACL and came back the next year when they advised him to sit out. So that just shows you the type of discipline and the type of courage he has as a player. But just as far as skill wise, I've been taking a lot from the younger backs. I even look at some college guys that just got drafted, like Jameer Gibbs. His balance is crazy. I mean, I look at Ollie Gordon. I'm kind of his height, so
Right.
I'm kind of molding some things that I can take from his game because I'm gonna be his height. I mean, just those guys, and the game expanding. So I look at guys that get involved with the passing game, like Christian McCaffrey, and why he's one of the highest paid running backs in the NFL. And that's just
Right.
how I molded my game as of now.
No doubt, man. Speaking of running backs and the University of Michigan, they've had some great ones come through, and just in recent years, you know what I mean. Blake Corum sticks out. Hassan Haskins, another guy, workhorse guy, kind of worked himself up at Michigan. And with you, you're coming in. You're already a 4-star on most people's recruiting websites. Is that something you pay attention to? By the way, do you pay attention to the recruiting rankings, where you stand, and stuff like that?
When you first start getting ranked, you kind of pay more attention. But at this point, I already found my home. If you
Right.
believe in me, you believe in me. If you don't, you don't. But I mean, you kind of, if you look at a ranking and you know some of the people that are like ranked above you, of course you're gonna look at it from a competitive standpoint. But as far
Right.
as like, I'm not losing sleep over it necessarily, but I definitely want to prove everybody, as many people as I can, wrong, and I definitely use it as motivation and fuel to the fire. So
Absolutely, man. I love that answer too, man. That's really, really, again, mature of you because I can't say that I would, if being in that same position, have the maturity just to be like, the people who rock with me, rock with me. But I definitely am one of those people that rock with you. You got a bunch of people here in the comment section that rock with you the same. So shout out to that.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's talk about your goals for the rest of this season, your goals coming into Michigan. What are some of the things that you want to achieve personally and on a team level?
Personally, for the rest of this season, I kind of just I'm doing way I'm doing far better than I did last year. Actually, last year I didn't play a lot of games because it was like small teams. We'll be beating them in the first half. But like this year, I broke my school record in rushing yards. I think I was like one touchdown away from tying the single game touchdown record. But with all that being
Crazy.
said, that doesn't really matter with me. I just want to win a state championship. My
Hmm.
brothers, I've gotten really close with those guys. So I'd say my last one real goal in high school football is, well, two is just to stay healthy. But
Of
God's plan
course.
is God plan. But just win a state championship, and I think that's definitely possible this year with the way that we've been playing on the back half of the season so far. So that and as far as like going into the off season, I just want to immediately after our season, I just want to get on that playbook, start learning this. So even if I'm not in a position to make an impact as early as I might want to, I'm there and I'm getting my mental reps, I'm getting my mental notes, I'm learning from the guys before me, and I'm developing accordingly so I can become a great back.
Absolutely. One of you're in a rare situation where one of your teammates, right, is even committed to Michigan, and Jacob Washington, the wide receiver. I believe Michigan recruited him at wide receiver anyway. How is that? Like, is that something that you guys planned on? Did you have similar, schools coming after you, and then as that list narrowed down, you got together, or is it just you naturally decided both of you to go to Michigan?
I mean, it was pretty natural. We always talked about it though. I mean, we played for the same school for like 5 years now. I mean, even when we transfer from one school to another school together. So it's
Mm-hmm.
been my best friend through this whole kind of process. But we definitely took the standpoint as it's each of our futures. We weren't moving as like a package or anything. So his family took their visits. My family took my visits. But we both left Michigan. Seemingly that Michigan stood out to both of us, and we came back and talked. And I like on my visit, I text him like, yo, yeah, Michigan's the place for me. Like, I'm about to commit. He was like, it was one other school. I'm not going to mention the other school. It was like, it's yes, for me, it's probably them or Michigan too.
Yeah.
I'll see on my visit. And he left the visit feeling the same way that I did. And we kind of just, and from there, we both committed. And people like, oh, one of y'all following each other. But that actually didn't happen at all. But we're definitely happy that we're on this journey together. And we're going to be able to play for 4 more years.
That's definitely something special, man. A lot of people don't get to experience that. I'm glad that you two are going to have that opportunity to experience it. What about some other guys on or in the class, even some guys that haven't committed or anything like that? Do you guys have like communication with people that are committed to Michigan, people that maybe Michigan is interested in? Have you done some recruiting yourself for Michigan?
Yes, sir. I definitely do some recruiting whenever we need to. If we get close, like right now, it's the big tackle, Babiola. I butcher his name a lot, but I've definitely done some recruiting. I mean, that guy's a 5 star. You probably don't see my messages, but I'm go blue all the way with him because the more big guys you get, the more fun we can have. And, it definitely makes us a better football team. But we do have communication. We got QB Carter, QB1. I talked to those guys a ton. I talked to Caden, the big old lineman from IMG. I talked to Donovan Johnson. We actually chatted up. We're all in the group
Nice.
chat. So just building a bond, it's probably gonna make it a whole lot easier and a whole lot better for us coming in, knowing we have people in the same situation and guys you can depend on. So yeah, I've definitely been forming those relationships.
That's sweet, man. You mentioned Donovan Johnson, another running back in this class. I like the fact that both of you committed and aren't necessarily shying away from the competition, or even if it's not like a competitive thing between you two, both of you guys on the same team in the same class. Is that something that you took a look at before making the decision, or did it not matter? You were just blown away with what
Uh,
Michigan presented to you. What up, though?
um, Going into the a lot of the schools I was talking to were taking two running backs anyway. And I
Okay.
knew if I would go to a bigger university that it would be a running back that's pretty good. So competition drives growth. So I mean, I believe in that 1,000%. So it's all healthy competition. We're all competing for the same thing, and that's really to win and help the team as much as we can. But I definitely going in just ready to outwork anybody. It doesn't necessarily pertain to him.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be on my P's and Q's. I'm not looking at it as a competition. I'm just looking at it as how can I impact the team the best I can? How can I be the best Jasper Parker I can? So just going in there. It's no malice, but no malice against anybody. I'm just trying to dominate.
Absolutely, man. I love that. I'm sure Michigan fans everywhere can appreciate that. Um, so when we take a look at moving forward, obviously you getting on campus and things like that. What are some of the the things that you're looking to do at Michigan in terms of on the field and off the field? Like, what are you planning to major in? Have you made that decision yet?
Yes, sir. I want to major in political science. I've always been obsessed with like law, so I mean that's another
Right.
thing. What I was talking about the academic standpoint of Michigan is you can't pass that up. It's a spectacular university. The tradition. I mean, there's a lot of tradition. Just looking into it, I mean, I was just going through the trophy wall, and I was amazed by how many trophies we hold every single year, and we're hoping to keep them this year. So yeah, I mean, just getting into. I just want to learn as much as I can about the environment I'm in as far as and also just focusing on those academics, political science. I know it's gonna be challenging, but I'm always down for a challenge. I'm always down to prove everybody wrong. So yes, sir.
Absolutely, man. That's dope. Here's something that I don't think I haven't asked of anybody that I've interviewed thus far on the channel that was committed to the Wolverines. Are you invested in that rivalry with the other state? Michigan State, these types of things are those something that you're looking forward to, getting out there playing those guys?
Of course. I mean, on my on my commitment night, it was crazy. I mean, I got so many messages from those other fans, and I took nothing. I took nothing from it.
Right.
I mean, you
Yeah.
kind of just got to laugh it off at the beginning, but I can definitely see how the competition's so fierce, how it's always a battle, how it's always a war, and that's kind of another thing that's driving me to want to be on the field because those big games are historic. I mean,
Yeah.
they hold so much history and all the players that played in them. So definitely, I look forward into getting into those games as far as just participating in the tradition that comes with it.
Yep. No doubt, man. What about you know, some of the Michigan alumni legends, anything like that? Anybody, you got the chance to talk to on your visits that stood out or stick out?
On my recent visit, I was talking to Jabril Peppers, and
Ah, nice.
yeah. So he was like, it was awesome. I mean, just seeing him in the flesh. I mean, I watched his highlights a trillion times, and I don't even play his position. Well, he kind of got some wildcats on running back. So I
Right.
mean,
Yeah.
but he was just a beast. So that was one of the alumni I seen. I mean, I also talked to Donovan Edwards. He's an amazing person. I mean, that's really what I love
Yeah.
about him. Is on the field, he's going to give you that grit, that toughness, and he's going to stay a great leader and a great teammate throughout the whole thing. So that's kind of what I'm picking up from him. I mean, he's a great person, but I'm definitely looking forward to talking to more alumni, getting as much advice as I can, and growing from there.
Absolutely. Things have changed a little bit in the college football realm, right? Like you've got they're talking revenue sharing, they're talking NIL and all these other things that people like yourself can take advantage of to and I don't want to, and I'm not asking you for, particular numbers or anything like that. I don't want any of that actually, but I am interested in, is that things when you talk to other players around the country, is that things that are making are near the top for people when they're making these kinds of decisions?
Yes, sir. I mean, I talk to a lot of other recruits around the nation all the time, and we talk and like the thing I kind of try to help them with. I say like you can't be money driven, but a lot of those guys are money driven, saying that they are some of the best players in the country. I kind of feel like I you'd be lying if you say a little bit wasn't about what's your financial benefit or what's your benefit
Hmm.
and anything you want to benefit in. So, but yeah, those guys, a lot of those guys definitely are talking money. A lot of those guys are also like talking really high numbers, and I don't think a lot of colleges are matching that for their freshman year. But nah,
Yeah,
yeah, a lot of people hold a lot of materialistic values in front of what matters most. But I just got to say, I mean, if you're an athlete watching this, don't really let that define where you go. But
dope.
yeah, I mean, we definitely talk numbers and all that type of stuff. And I think which matters much more than just numbers is how you're remembered as a player than where you went. Because you see a whole lot of these guys jumping in the portal all over the place just for numbers that are not being met. And at the end of the day, they have no legacy. But that's kind of what I have to say about it.
Absolutely, man. Jasper, I told you I wasn't going to take up a lot of your time. I'm going to stick to that, sir. I want to thank you for again accepting the invitation to come on to the show. Um, my guy Les Austin says, "Go blue." Yeah. Shout out to all the hip hop legends in Louisiana, of
Yes, sir.
course. And speaking of, do you have a favorite uh, musical artist?
My favorite musical artist. I don't really know. I kind of bounce around. Like
Okay,
I would say like just my favorite person to listen to ever is probably Drake because he
okay,
has everything. He got music that's gonna get you in your feelings. He got music that's gonna hype you up. He can be a
right.
lyricist. He can do it all. Um, but I listen to a plethora of people depending on the mood or what type of situation I'm in. I mean, I kind of bounce it around. So I don't have
No
a
doubt,
particular favorite artist, but I say the artist I listen to most is Drake.
no doubt. Can't be mad at that. If you're just joining, you missed the interview. Let me say that. I saw some people. The numbers just went up. We're here with Jasper Parker, Archbishop Shaw, running back, the next great running back for the University of Michigan. Mark it down. Jasper, one final word to fans out there, and to anybody listening.
Uh, yes, sir. I just want to say a lot is in store. I'm home, baby, and go blue always. And I can't wait to get up to campus and indulge in the culture, the rich culture that you guys have, and become a great Michigan man.
Absolutely. And we want to run the numbers up for Jasper. Be sure to follow him. Jasper, where can they follow you on social media, anything like that?
My Instagram is uh J, the letter J, Park JPARKK and three underscores. And that's really the only social media I use besides Twitter. My Twitter is Jasper Parker 06.
Jasper Parker '06. Be sure to follow him at all of those. JP, stay with me real quick. I'm gonna end the show. But before let you go, everybody go blue. Kinetic. I love Jasper's mindset. Of course, my guy Les. So definitely. And you guys know the slogan here. Stay angry, my friends. Until next time.